Hey, today I'm talking about 3 movies featuring songs by the British band Wet Leg. Ooh. And the names of those 3 movies are Anyone But You, Don't Make Me Go, and Upgraded. First up is Anyone But You. This is a 2023 film starring Glen Powell and Sydney Sweeney. It is inspired by Much Ado About Nothing, and I was very surprised by this movie. If you're unfamiliar, the premise is there was a meet cute that happened, but then due to a misunderstanding, they hate each other, but there's this wedding that's happening, and they have to kind of pretend to get along in order to make the weekend work. It's a lot of fun. I was very surprised by this movie. Glen is so adorable in this. He's so charming and just like makes you want to fall in love with him over and over again. He's just fantastic. And I'm not huge into Sydney Sweeney. I kind of like her. And I thought she was decent here. I do think Glen is the standout between the two of them. The movie's just so funny. Like them just bickering with each other is a lot of fun. The movie's very self-aware, which is fun in general, but also then they'll like casually drop in some Shakespeare lines and they work really well. I love the hot girl fit bit. It's a bit where they need to be swimming and Glen has big old muscles, but they're just show muscles. They're not actual, like he can do anything with the muscles, so he gets exhausted really quickly. She calls him hot girl fit. I love that. And then Glen being energized on coffee is hilarious. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I need Glen doing some more comedy stuff because he's got the chops. Movie's also very, very horny, which I kind of figured going into it. But what is it? The plane scene where she's trying to steal a bite of his cookie is just like the epitome of horniness of this movie, because like she's climbing all over him while he's asleep and it's just like, Jesus, okay, all right, tone it down a little bit, movie. Yeah, I don't know. I was very surprised with how much I enjoyed this movie. I kind of went with lower expectations and was just delighted by it. So yeah, no, if you want a good, fun, cute little rom-com with a classic Shakespeare plot, yeah, no, this is a great film that's well worth a watch. So yeah, did enjoy, would recommend. Next up is Don't Make Me Go. This is a 2022 film starring John Cho and Mia Isaac. And the basic premise is John is a single dad, but he finds out that he's dying of cancer. So he's trying to reconnect with his ex in order to set up something for his daughter when he dies. It's a road trip movie, it's a coming of age movie, and it's pretty solid. There's definitely a number of cliches that happen, especially in the beginning, which kind of turned me off from the movie a little bit. Stuff like generic fights with parents, or like boy trying to have sex with a girl and him not taking no for an answer is just really awkward, and I was like, ugh, I don't like this. I really wasn't super into anything with that boy, though it did have a good payoff. But whenever the dad-daughter were bonding, that was where the movie shined. Just like the chemistry between the two was definitely spot on. Them bonding on the car ride, that was super fun. The story definitely kind of leans a little bit into melodrama, but on the whole, it was still a good experience. I definitely enjoyed myself. But the movie was definitely a little uneven for sure, but it was still a good time. So yeah, would I recommend it? Yeah, if you want a cute father-daughter type of movie, a little coming of age thing, yeah, sure. It's not gonna change your world or anything, but it's definitely not a bad experience by any means. So yeah, I would recommend this one. And lastly is Upgraded. This is a 2024 film featuring Camila Mendes, and the basic premise is this young woman working for this art company thing is given an opportunity to show off for her boss, so she gets flown to France. On the flight there, she meets this cute boy, lies to him a bit, but turns out he's actually relevant to the rest of the story, so she keeps running into him. It's a cute little rom-com situation. Okay, what I liked about it, I liked the lead. I think the lead was good. I liked her. She's got great eyebrows. I just have to throw that out there. She was funny. She was charming. She had charisma. She is what you want for a lead. Unfortunately, though, the script is not strong. And I don't think the director was that strong either. He was not getting a lot out of the other actors. Marissa Tomei is in this, and she's not great. There are times where she does better, but she's also doing this like silly voice thing, and it's not working. It definitely wants to be The Devil Wears Wears Prada, but it does not hit the heights of that movie by any means. This isn't a bad film though. It's very middle of the road. It's very just turn your brain off for cute rom-com-y girl boss type of stuff. It's just okay, filled with lots of tropes and whatnot. So would I recommend it? If you're really intrigued, if you really love one of the actors in the film, yeah, sure, go for it. But like, this is not a film you need to go out of your way for. It's an okay little film that if push comes to shove, sure, I would recommend, but it's just all right. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up, we got Anyone But You sitting at number 50 in the really like section. And then not too terribly far behind is Don't Make Me Go sitting at number 69 in the quite like section. And then bringing up the rear is Upgraded sitting at number 121 in the liked section. And this is out of a total of 168 old movies so far this year. Bonus section. The whole reason I did this is because I went to a Wet Leg concert and I crazy loved it and just wanted to talk about it. So whilst there, I got this shirt, which is just like a gremlin version of the cover. I don't know if you can see the hologram. Hologram? You got the holographic one. It also has the autographs in here too. The autographed one. This came with the record. I didn't give extra autographs. I also got the tote bag. Okay, so the story is I drove an hour and a half to First Avenue in the Twin Cities, which was a smaller venue than I was anticipating, but it was still a good vibe in there. I got to the line outside at 6:30 and then got in just a little after 7, did a quick bathroom trip, and then hit up the merch table where I got those two things. I wanted to also get stuff from the opener, Mary in the Junkyard, but they were only accepting cash, and I just didn't think to bring any cash. And then I went online to try to buy their merch online because I knew you could, but they're also based in England, and because of all the tariffs and other bullshit, they're not shipping to America right now. So really wanted to support Mary in the Junkyard because they were cool, but I couldn't. Hopefully one day I can. I did listen to their music prior to the event just to get a feel for them, and I listened to them enough on Pandora that they went from 14 monthly listeners to 15 monthly listeners. So you're welcome. But yeah, my plan was to bring my stuff back to my car after I bought it, but it started to fill up immediately. So I just beelined it back to the stage and was about 3 feet from the front and then didn't move for 3.5 hours. Prior to going, I had created a playlist on Pandora by looking up their set list from their other shows and making the playlist organized based off of that set list. So prior to the show starting, I listened to the show and that was really great. I thoroughly enjoyed that. 8 o'clock, Mary in the Junkyard came out. I loved too that like there was a screen blocking off the stage, but like we saw them come onto the stage because we could see it from the sides and we could see underneath the screen. And I loved too, right before they started playing, we could see their feet just like bouncing up and down, like psyching themselves up to do the show, and it was super adorable and I loved it. Them playing was great. They were so good. It's very vibey, chill music, but it's interesting. I really enjoyed it. I definitely had a good time with them. They're both very talented. I really liked it when they took out the violin. That was really interesting and done well. And then a fun moment that happened during the show was the drummer for the band. He's supposed to be at his graduation ceremony that day, but he wanted to play music. So one of the roadies came out with a cap and gown and he put that on. And then once he did, they brought out a big slice of cake with lit candles on top. And then we all like chanted and cheered for him. And it was just a super fun moment. So that was great. Yeah, I hope they have much more success after this because there were good vibes. I could see them going places. Of course, the main event is Wet Leg themselves. They just came out blasted with so much smoke. Oh my God, it was an insane amount of smoke. We could not see Rianne, but that also kind of added to the effect, so that was fun. And then like, oh my God, there was so much strobe lighting. It was blinding and terrifying, but also added to the experience. All of my senses being completely engulfed because like like I couldn't see anything. The music was so loud and intense that it just like transcended me out of myself, which is exactly what I wanted. It was delightful. It was really everything I'd hoped it'd be. It was so fun. They all did so good. During one of my favorite songs, Davina McCall, there was a potential crowd emergency, so they stopped the show for a second to deal with that, which I always love when they take care of the crowd. But then they're like, hey, we're gonna restart the song. And I was like, awesome. One of my favorite songs I get to hear basically twice. This is awesome. I love this. And then I also love too watching Hester. She's the co-founder of the band because she doesn't really like being perceived, which I get that. Looking at their 2 album covers, she's facing the back. She's facing away, which is exactly what she did during the show. Like whenever she's just jamming on the guitar, she is facing away from the crowd, which I knew that going in that she does that. And then when she has to sing but not play guitar, her mic is in front of her, so she'll turn around and cover her face and sing, which I just loved. That was so adorable. And then if she has to sing and play guitar, she does let herself be seen, but she lets her hair sort of cover her too. Like, I get it. I definitely 100% get it. It's no criticism whatsoever. Being perceived by thousands of people is a lot. Also talking about Hester, at one point, they said her guitar stopped working, but I think it was her pedal board stopped working because she was on the ground like fiddling with stuff for like the entirety of a song. And then the rest of the band realized what was going on and they like had to vamp for a second, which was fun. They ended up playing just like a cover of something for like 30 seconds. I'm not sure what it was. It didn't sound familiar, but it sounded good because, you know, the band is really talented. Another one of my favorite moments from the show, I mean, there's just so many, but there were these 2 younger women in front of me, probably like 20-ish, and during one of the fast songs, she turned to her friend and just went ham. I was recording Rianne, but like because this girl was so close to me, I perfectly captured her nailing this solo section. So like, good job to her.
I think I changed my mind again. I'm not sure if this is a song. I don't even know what I'm saying. Everything is going wrong. I think I changed my mind again. Not sure if this is the kind of life that I saw myself living. I don't need nobody out to tell me if I look like that. Tell me if I'm down, I'm not to tell me shit or shit or right. I don't need to read it. I don't have to be my baby. I just need to like my back and set me out.
But also, I just love being around people who are bigger fans than me. I would say I'm a big fan of the band, but the last few concerts I've been to, like I've had someone who's even bigger nearby, and that just kind of elevates the experience because it's like this person also really truly loves this moment right now, and it's just like feeding off of their energy is just so much fun and delightful. So yeah, it was a great experience. I crazy loved it. I'm still riding the high. I was blasting their music on repeat leading up to the concert, and I'm still blasting their music on repeat after the concert. They played in Chicago the next day, and part of my brain was like, I could drive down to Chicago. I could make it to Chicago. But the tickets were sold out, so. Plus it would be unreasonable. I shouldn't drive 5 hours to go to a concert. It'd be too much. I shouldn't do that. So yeah, I crazy love this show. I, without a doubt, want to go to another show. I highly recommend their music. If you've never listened to them before, they're really good. Some of my favorite songs. Off the new album, just going in order. Catch These Fists is great. Davina McCall, I crazy love. This is a French word I'm probably gonna mispronounce. Manitou, that one's great. 1121 is awesome. Going back to their first album, again, just going in order. I love Being in Love so much. Everyone loves Chase Lounge, which I'm a fan of too. Wet Dream is probably my favorite of theirs. It's just so silly and fun and ridiculous. Quick aside, they talk about Buffalo 66 in that song, which I've done a review of. And if you are a fan of them and don't really know Buffalo 66, it's a really well-crafted movie made by a man who hates women about how he's a man who hates women. And I don't think he was self-aware enough to realize that that's the film that he was making. So in the song, her bringing up Buffalo 66 is a criticism of the person who's having this wet dream about her, because like the movie's insanely misogynistic. So yeah, Your Mom is really great too. That one just always pops in my head a lot. I love their whole discography. They're so great. I hope I get to see them again. I hope they get to tour more. I clearly love this band so much. They've got such great music, such great presence. I just love their art. I'd wholeheartedly recommend not only their music, but if you get a chance to see them live, they are without a doubt worth it. So yeah, no, crazy love Wet Leg and definitely would recommend.